Well. If you haven't heard or seen yet, a new player enters the market. Disney has announced that they will be releasing their own TCG called, as you can see on the screen, Lorcana with Ravensburger. And this is some pretty big news. I think it may have some big implications in the TCG market. Here we can go to this article, and then there's been plenty of articles already released about this. This one I found a little bit more interesting. A little bit of information on it. Let's read it. So Disney Lorcana will be a family-friendly game full of classic depictions of Disney's best-known characters, along with several updated, reimagined versions. While the game will focus on storytelling to encourage beginners, Ravensburger assured it will still offer plenty of strategic elements for veteran TCG players. It is currently set to release globally in fall of 2023 and follows the previous collaboration, Disney Villainous, and its Star Wars and Marvel franchise editions. So, I think this, if anybody could go into the TCG market and have a big splash and probably be successful to some degree, I think it could be Disney, because they have such a massive catalog of properties that are so well known in every household. It feels like both young and old ages, everybody knows what Disney is. And with them having such a massive catalog of characters, you have so many sets, expansions, subsets, I should say, that you could go with. I mean, they own Marvel, they own Star Wars now, so there is a lot of content that Disney could, have with Lorcana. And I believe that, as I said already, if anybody's want to come into the TCG market and really potentially be successful out the gate, I think it is Disney. We'll just continue reading. It says, John Balin, the Vice President of Product Design at Disney, said the game will create a unique Disney experience for fans of all ages to take home. Balin also noted that the scope of the characters within the game will be unprecedented, containing more original Disney artwork than any other single product ever created. Very interesting that he says that, because that just shows that there's so much more implications for this TCG than just a simple card game that you could play with your son and daughter. It looks like it's going to be an actual collectible, a big collectible aspect to it as well, with it having so many different art prints. Disney Lorcana has an overarching storyline set in the mystical world of Lorcana, a combination of the words lore and arcana. Players become powerful sorcerers called Illuminaires and team up with Disney characters from the Great Illuminary, a treasury of every Disney story and song created across their franchises. It did not clarify if certain franchises like Star Wars and Marvel will be included like in Ravensburger's previous collaborations with Disney. Now, I of course think they're not going to announce that out of the gates, because that seems to be something that would be a down the road set, or maybe a group down the road that they would release. I don't think they would announce that right out the gates. There's no need for them to. Let it build up, let the hype build up, and then revitalize the customers as you get through more and more sets. The initial Disney catalog is more than enough to get this thing started. But you best believe they're going to do Marvel and they're going to do Disney, they're going to do Star Wars, no doubt. They have to with this. So they are saying, a lot of people are saying right out the gates that this is going to be coming after Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. I don't believe at all that this is going to be challenging won't be challenging Magic the Gathering or Yu-Gi-Oh! This will be to me, in my opinion, this will be its own niche TCG in the overall market. But I do think that they will make a splash just because of who it is. But I don't think they're going to be taking too much off Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think they're going to be massive challengers. I just don't see it being possible with the fact that, from what we're all reading, it's not going to be an extremely competitive TCG. It's not going to be a TCG that you will be having that aspect of the game be a part of it. It looks like they're going to try to be having a competitive scene in it, which I believe they should. And there will be people who will take it pretty seriously and will be competitive players with it. But it looks to me more like this is a entry-level TCG, I should say. Good for kids, young adults, and adults who enjoy Disney, that we can all play together, is what I'm getting from this. Let's see what else it says. So, gameplay and detail, more details are not known yet. This is just the initial announcement that has been released. But further information will be announced at D23 during its Disney and Marvel Gaming Showcase on September 9th. So that's the big date, September 9th, not too far away. That's where they will be announcing, I'm sure, way more details, maybe even show off some cards. That would be really awesome. Oh, there it goes right there. It says including the first 7 characters set to appear in the game. And in following the Disney Lorcana's fall 2023 launch. So yes, it will be released in the fall of 2023. So that's right around the corner. Ravensburger plans to add 4 new card sets released every year, along with a play program, the content of which has yet to be announced. So they're coming in hot. It's right around the corner. This appears to be something that maybe they've been in the works, has been in the works for a while now, because if they're going to release it that soon and they already have plans to show off more details in 7 days, it looks like, I think so. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a finished product almost. They're getting ready to come out hot and heavy and make a splash in the TCG market. Do I think it's going to really impact Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, or Magic the Gathering? Sorry, earlier when I said Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, I left out Pokemon. Those are the big 3 players in the TCG market. I don't think it will make a huge impact on there, but I think it will. I think it has the potential to have a niche corner in the TCG space. And if anybody's going to have an IP and come into the TCG market and be successful at the gates, or has the potential to be successful at the gates, and has potential long-standing validity, I think it has to be a really big IP. And what bigger IP is there than Disney? Why do I think that this will be successful? Why does it have the potential, outside of it just being Disney characters on a piece of cardboard that happens to be a card game? Well, if you haven't heard of Ravensburger before, they are actually the creators of Disney Villainous. And Disney Villainous is a really cool, I would say, board game. It's not an overall big board you play on. You have these little boards for each character that you play on, and it has game pieces. Here you can see Maleficent. That's the board. It's like a rectangle. So, and that's what it looks like here. You have a centerpiece with the game chips, and then these are the boards themselves for each character, and you have multiple players. So yeah, Ravensburger has been making Disney Villainous since, it looks like, 2018 here on Board Game Geek, and it currently has a 7 out of 10 ranking. I believe that it was higher last time I checked, but it's been a while since I checked on here. I believe it should be an 8, maybe a 9. This game is fantastic. Absolutely amazing game to me, because I actually am a Disney fan, but this game allows you to be the villain. And the way the game works, if you haven't played it yet or heard about it, is you're trying to get away with your dastardly plot as the villain, as you've seen in the movies, and you obtain goals through the game, and in achieving those goals allows you to win. And each character playing the game, each person playing the game, I should say, with their character, they're all trying to achieve their own goals as they play to win. So what's cool about it is you can sabotage and affect each other player by playing cards from like the hero, quote unquote hero deck of each character, and you can have like little battles and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. So like, for instance, if I'm playing with Jafar, I can try to sabotage Hades, and I'll have there's like a deck with the heroes from Hercules, and you play cards from there, and that sabotages or affects vice versa, to stop their plot from them obtaining the whatever goals are needed for them to win. Here's a quick description. In Villainous, each player takes control of one of 6 Disney characters, each one a villain in a different Disney movie. Each player has their own villain deck, fate deck, player board, and 3D character. That is what I could not think of. Fate deck. That's the heroes and of the movie that are in the game. On a turn, the active player moves their character to a different location on their player board, takes one or more of their actions visible on that space, often by playing cards from their hand, then refills their hand to 4 cards. Cards are allies, items, effects, conditions, and for some characters, curses. You need to use your cards to fulfill your unique win conditions. One of the actions allows you to choose another player, draw 2 cards from that player's fate deck, then play one of them on the player's board, covering 2 of the 4 action spaces on one of that player's locations. The fate deck contains heroes, items, and effects from the villain's movie, and these cards allow other players to mess with that particular villain. So it's actually a really fun game. The art, it's amazing. You can tell it is, I wouldn't say absolutely original to the game, but it does seem to be more polished, better looking. And the game itself is actually really fun and really easy to pick up, and it is competitive. It's not overly competitive, but it still has a competitive edge to it. And I feel like with Ravensburger, the creator of this game, being the one creating the TCG, I feel like they're going to implement these same type of things that they have done with Villainous into the TCG, and it's going to be a seamless transition in the overall aspects. So you're going to have the Disney catalog of characters. You're going to have that. It's not going to be an extremely competitive TCG, but it's going to be enough to where you can have that, just like in this board game. And yeah, I think it's just going to be even better potentially, because it's going to be a card game instead of a board game. And I just feel like maybe it's going to even have more success potentially with it being a card game. And the other reason why I also say that the other properties, of course, are going to come into the play is Disney Villainous. They actually have expansions, and in those expansions they have Marvel characters already, and they have a Star Wars expansion, and it's all the same concept. You have the same game pieces, but they're Marvel-fied or Star Wars shaped, and then they did change a few things here and there rule-wise to fit those properties better. But if they're already doing that with Villainous, and they've already went that far, creating multiple properties, and it's been extremely successful. It has a respectable rating here at 15,000 ratings. I think that's why Disney's all about Ravensburger taking over TCG and running with it, and why I do believe it will be successful. Yeah, so that would be all for this video. I just thought it was really interesting that this was announced, and that this is this is going to be a thing. I can't remember ever seeing Disney have a TCG before. I could be wrong, but I haven't done any research, but from my knowledge, I don't remember that. So I don't know if this is potentially a first for Disney, and if it is, I think they are set up to be very successful with it, but only time will tell, of course. So yeah, September 9th, we'll see exactly what all this is going to be about, and if it's going to be something that potentially will hit it off with people of all ages that are, you know, trading card game collectors or players. Let me know in the comments, if you would please. What do you think about Disney Lorcana? Do you think this would be a successful property in the TCG market? Is it something you would play? Do you have kids maybe who would be interested in playing this? Yeah, I would really like to see everybody else's thoughts, and we get a discussion in the comments. And if you would, please like the video and help me with the algorithm, of course. And I have plenty more videos coming. I'm going on a mini vacation, but I should be back soon, and we'll pick up from there. Thank you everybody for watching the video. I hope you stay safe and have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.